So, you know this character, right? This is Eevee. You know, everyone knows this thing. Everyone. And you know this platform? You know this platform right here? Yeah, you do. It's DeviantArt. I feel like we all know it, whether we love it or we hate it. You don't know EV-0. Or, as a lot of us knew him, if you were on DeviantArt roughly 3-4 years ago, back when the comic series Eeveelution Squad was still ongoing. And this is a comic I miss. Whether you were there for it, or you were late to it and still read it, I think most of the community can agree it was great. Honestly, I would argue one of the best comics I've read. And maybe I'm hyping it up too much. But I think I need to explain it. To try and really explain where I'm coming from. Why I feel so strongly about such just a webcomic. And I'm going to start at the very beginning. Eeveelution Squad is a webcomic written by PKM 150 or Eevee0, depending on how you know him today. It follows our main character Jolteon, better known as Speed. Alright, cool, and that's about as simple as it gets. It is simple. The concept is really simple. It's a bunch of Eeveelutions living together in a house. It's a simple premise, but it works, you know? I think it worked great. And that's why I'm so afraid. Afraid that it's over. Now, EV0, PKM, whatever you want to call him, he quit because of the community. The community is the main reason, I believe. They just sent a flurry of insults and horrible things to him, and I think that's why he stopped. And he was in all the right to stop. But this goofy little webcomic was such an amazing thing, and really, really, really fun to read. He was really good at making it fun to read. Now, I'm not gonna say it's perfect. The plot, a lot, was really confusing, and if you didn't start at the beginning, you couldn't know what was happening. That kind of was the main flaw with it, and I think was another reason why he wanted to restart or quit, was mainly just because nothing made sense past a certain point. But we were fine with that. But we loved the comic. Really. It was simple, and it worked. It wasn't trying to be something it wasn't, for the first little bit at least. Now, what do I mean by this? I think it tried too much. It tried to be too many things, and thus kinda got sidetracked a lot from what it was meant to be. Now, you'll notice it says Chapter 1 right here. We only got 5 of these. Now, before you get confused about how so much can happen in only 5 chapters, about what makes us love the comic so much after only 5 chapters, I feel the need to mention that we had special chapters. Special chapters were prequels, I suppose, kind of explaining backstory to our characters. Until, we got 12, 12 of them, big 12, big number 12. The special chapters took over after a while. Now, I'm not 100% confident, but I am at least 37% confident. At some point, I saw a comment stating that the reason special chapters took over was because they were written differently from main chapters, which makes complete sense to me. But I don't think we should have gotten 12 of them. That was the main flaw I have with it. Really the only major one besides the plot being just all over the place. But that's not really what I'm getting at. I'm not here to poke holes in, a comic that was written by just some guy that loved Eeveelutions. I'm here to kind of accept the fact that it's pretty much over. By him, at least. There have been fan continuations, fan remakes, everywhere. But I think one that intrigued me is a certain deviant by the name of Unier. Unier is currently rewriting it. Now, I'm happy at this because, well, there's the potential for more and for a better written plot, which I keep bringing up because it was just confusing. That's all I have to say. But I'm sad that it's being rewritten because it's not being rewritten by the guy that knew what he was doing with it, or the guy that created it, at least. That was what I think made it so special, is that this was the first time we weren't having rewrites. And the fact that we're seeing it just gone because the community decided to be a bunch of little assholes is kind of depressing. Because there was so much potential for it, and I'm pretty sure EV0 would agree. He probably had big plans for it, but the community just did not give a fuck, and that drove him away. That killed Eeveelution Squad for a long time. But we are seeing a second coming in recent times. That is great. In fact, it's brilliant. But like I said, it's a different person writing it. It's not truly the same. And what I'm getting at is, I miss Eeveelution Squad. I miss the art style. I miss the complicated mess of a story we got. I miss the brilliant characters that I thought were wrote really well. And the not so well written ones. But I still miss them because it made up a major part of my introduction to DeviantArt. And I don't really flock from Eeveelution Squad because that's really all I care about in DeviantArt, if I'm being honest. But the fact that it's just gone and over is kind of weird to think about because I read a lot of it from the beginning. Obviously, I think you can tell from my voice that I haven't been here for a horribly long time, but long enough to remember Eeveelution Squad during its writing, which makes it worse in a way. It makes it hurt more that it's gone. I think it would definitely be a lot less painful to know that the comic was over before you were even there. I miss Eeveelution Squad. And here's hoping that Unier does a great job. I think he will. But there's always a chance something goes wrong. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but realistic. There's the possibility. I don't want that possibility, but it's still possible.